Hey, good morning, you guys. Welcome back to the garden. So today I have got lots of cutting back to do. I finally got my roses cut back in front of the house. Now I've got to cut back these along the cottage garden and cut back lots of other things. I have some new flowers blooming for June and just want to get everything nice and tidied up. So let's get going. So typically you're supposed to prune your roses early spring. I did trim them up a little bit over here, but not like I did at the porch. The roses at the porch are in much better condition than these are right here. I'm having to cut out a lot of scraggly, unhealthy growth, a lot of stuff in the middle that's rubbing on other canes. And so it's gonna look a little more bare at this point. So lesson learned, make sure you do go ahead and do that in the spring so you don't have these sparse rose bushes in the summertime. But I still got lots of work to do. The amount of pruning I just had to do on these is insane. Look how bare it looks, where it was very shrub-like before, but I know this was much healthier for them in the long run. But look at that. It looks so bad. Oh well, it'll grow and be better. You guys, I did some major hack away. I was not intending on clearing things out quite this much, but my pathway was so eaten you could barely walk through, and now it's much wider. I had salvia that was growing in my pathway, so I pushed them back, pulled them out by the root basically. I didn't even dig them, I yanked them out by the root and planted them back in the flower bed. I've got some mushrooms I'm gonna have to deal with right here. Things have just been so soggy, but I'm glad I did this actually, because I want to redo this pathway, and I definitely was not going to be able to do that with all of the plants the way they were. Now that things are much more open, I've got a dry creek bed in the vegetable garden that no longer is needed. The water doesn't run that direction anymore. So I'm going to start pulling all of those stones out of that dry creek bed and lining my pathway with them. And that'll help keep the dirt from rushing into the pathway and just keep things a lot cleaner. I need to redo my pebbles. I might even end up doing river rock for the entire pathway, almost like a cobblestone road that you would have seen back in the day. I think that would be really pretty, and that would also keep weeds hopefully from growing up in them, because I would set them with concrete. So I'm happy that I did this, but things are looking very sparse. So I am gonna be keeping my eyes open for any plants that might need to get transplanted to kind of fill in around the base of these roses a little bit. Or maybe I'm gonna get some annuals to fill it in or something, because look at all that open ground. We got to do something with that. I do have some vinca I've been growing from seed in the greenhouse, and some other things too actually, so maybe I'll plant those out here. I do have a lot of vinca that I've already planted out along the driveway on all 4 corners of the garden, but why not add some more? I think that might be a good solution. We'll see. One thing I did not pull out of my pathway is this Cleome that's self-seeded. I am gonna dig it up or pull it out and try to transplant it over here too, because they do get really large. Actually, I might even stick them over here where my Holly Hocks are growing up, because those aren't gonna last very long and the Cleome can kind of take its place. I don't know how I feel about Holly Hocks. I've got a lot of pest damage and they just don't look good here. And I didn't have this last year, but what in tarnation is all over my Holly Hocks? They are literally covering all the way up. Okay. And Japanese beetles to boot. Research time. These are apparently called twice-stabbed stink bugs. And I'm reading a whole slew of things. Some say they're dangerous and damaging. Some say that they don't hardly do any damage. They're not on the leaves, so the leaf issue is not coming from them. They seem to be on the buds, and I don't know if these are going to bud out or not. I'm kind of tempted to just leave them and see what happens. I don't use chemicals in my garden. I don't want to use chemicals in my garden. Maybe they'll do their thing and they'll leave and be done. I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I crazy for not doing anything about it? They're everywhere though. Are y'all totally grossed out if I leave those double-stabbed stink bugs alone? I don't really know what to do. Help me. Tell me what to do. Do they damage your plants? Should I leave them be? Do I need to treat? How do I treat organically? If I need to treat, should I just pull the Holly Hocks all together? Because they just don't do well in our area. I love the blooms, but the foliage is yuck. So for now, I'm gonna get my Cleome out of the pathway. I'm gonna plant these around the Holly Hocks to try and hide that ugly eaten up foliage that's at the bottom. I'm gonna leave the bugs until someone tells me otherwise, because I don't know what to do. I just pulled these up by the roots. I'm gonna stick them in the ground and water them in and hope they survive. We shall see. Learn with me. So this is the Cleome. It is something I planted from seed back a couple years ago. It comes back every year for me, more and more each year. It really likes to self-seed in the pathway, but super easy to pull. I do want to transplant these because they are really pretty, but they are thorny. So, I mean, we deal with thorns when we deal with roses. So you just have to deal with it if you want them. There might be a thornless variety out there somewhere, but I know you can buy Cleome plants. Proven Winners has some Cleome plants out there, I'm pretty sure. So theirs might be thornless. I don't know, but they also might be sterile, so they might not self-seed. And I guess you give or take. It depends on what you want. So let's get these in the ground. Complete. This is my Belinda's Dream Rose. I'm not going to do nearly the hack job that I did on my knockout roses because I did prune it pretty well this spring, but I do want to cut back the blooms so it can flush back out. It gives me really great blooms all season, and it even tries to keep up with the Japanese beetles sucking it away, but we're going to cut this. Guys, I'm a glutton for punishment because I have been dealing with these thorny roses and these thorny Cleome, and I have refused to go get myself my rose gloves, and I've gotten poked so many times. I just picked up all those thorny branches and put them on the wagon to take to the woods, and why? Get yourself some rose gloves. I'm telling you, don't do what I do. Learn from my mistakes. Look at how sad this is. I had all these gorgeous blooms ready to pop, and with all this rain, it just made them so soggy, they're never gonna open. Such a beautiful rose, and I lost them all. This one kind of made it, but look how pretty it is. And then look at all my brown buds. So sad. Do you remember back a few years ago when the Marie Kondo method was huge? I think that might have been during COVID and everyone was just decluttering because we didn't have anything better to do. I feel like I'm Marie Kondoing my garden a little bit. Things are looking so bare and I can't believe it. I mean, it's good. It's almost like a, but then I'm also like it doesn't look that great, but it does open up the path. I know things are gonna be healthier and fill out better as far as the roses are concerned. I'm just trying to prepare things. I'm just trying to clean things up and get things ready for all my June flowers. And I've got like a June garden tour I want to do for you guys, but things are just looking really raggedy. I feel like I'm gonna be doing this for the next few days, just maintaining. Now I am gonna clean my shears. I do this between my roses because I don't want to pass disease, and I'm gonna just cut off all these brown blooms so it can flush back out. It does rebloom pretty well, so we're just gonna get rid of all this. I'm about to cut back the spirea. There's still a few blooms, but not a lot. So I want to show you. See the new growth coming in right here? that potentially is more flowers. So I'm going to be careful to try not to cut much off. I would love for it to rebloom for me. So I'm going to just do the bare minimum to get the spent blooms off so it can hopefully rebloom. This right here is a globe thistle. It's really pretty in flower arrangements. It has these really pretty bluish purple balls, but it is a thistle, so it is pokey, and it's right here in the pathway for my cottage garden. So I'm gonna pull it up and move it somewhere else. And I noticed that I did this last year and got rid of a lot of it, but it doesn't want to die, and so I had lots of little baby plants come up, which is what I think this probably is. So I'm literally going to yank this up from the root. I'm not digging, and then I'm going to go plant it out because I don't think these things are very easy to kill. Here we go. This area over here by the entrance to the vegetable garden, or the side entrance to the vegetable garden, I am going to plant these out on each side along the fence line because I can tie them to the fence when they decide that they want to flop over. And I have one over here already that is growing up beside a clematis, and it's kind of interweaving with the clematis, and the clematis is kind of holding it on to the fence, which I think is pretty cool. I don't have to do anything to keep it up, and they mix really well together. So I'm gonna go over here and plant some of these, but let me show you. Last fall, this little spot was brand new. I expanded it. I have this pink chiffon rose of Sharon right here, and I planted all this agastache and echinacea, and I've got a jazz hands variegated loropetalum, and then I've got some phlox over here. Anyways, we are going to plant some of these out over here, and then also on the other side of our newly installed grapevine arch that my husband and I built together. So let's get these planted. I'm going primitive, and I'm not using a shovel. I'm using my hand. I'm gonna stick these in the ground and probably, I don't know, maybe not. I thought I might chop them off, but they are getting ready to bloom, so I might see if they just can acclimate and still give us the pretty thistles, but let's do it. All right, it is evening time. My fingertips are sore. I have been digging and pulling and weeding and doing all sorts of things, getting poked and prodded by rose thorns, and I'm done. I'm done for the day. So I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time in the garden. Happy gardening.